ApexOnlineRacing is sponsored by Elgato, who created this lovely Stream Deck. For more information about the Stream Deck, the link is in the description below. Hello everybody and welcome to the 13th round of the AOR Hype Energy Xbox One F2 League. Today we are at Spa-Francorchamps for the Belgian Grand Prix today, and it was designed in 1920 by Jules Tetier, and a track most notoriously known by its first lap crashes, especially the jump start from Pastor Maldonado and Romain Grosjean cutting ahead of Lewis Hamilton. And who cannot forget Spa 1998, where it was wet conditions, carnage on the first lap. It was crazy. However, in the early years though, the Spa-Francorchamps track mainly used local public roads, and it was a treacherous 40-kilometre track designed for speed. And there's been a lot of track layouts changed throughout the years around this Spa-Francorchamps track. But now we see the track we've seen today with famous corners such as El Rouge, Radion, to name a few. Spa did remain on the F1 calendar to around about 1960, but however drivers were facing concern, and they were voicing their concerns at racing on such a dangerous circuit, and they were asking questions about why, because fatalities were very common around this circuit. So it'll be interesting to see how the drivers on the F2 circuit cope tonight. And the Belgian Grand Prix did move to other tracks at that period, with Zolder and Nivelle being one of them, and then a return to Spa on a much shorter and safer 7-kilometre circuit in 1983. And Spa is definitely the longest circuit in the F1 calendar, so should be an interesting one tonight, to tell you the truth. The tyres we've got on offer today for the race are the red super softs, yellow softs and the white mediums, with a one-stop strategy with the super softs and the mediums, or the softs of the mediums, with someone taking a gamble, maybe doing the super soft to the soft. We've seen it work in Oceania today, it might work tonight. Fastest lap time around this circuit was set by double esports champion Brendan Lee with a 1:41.9, but we could see lap records be broken tonight, with lap times expected to be in the early 1:41s, 1:40s. And we are now about to go onto the 4.3 mile circuit with 19 turns and 30 DRS straights. Well, no, 3 DRS straights, sorry. One just before La Source and the second being at the Camel Straight. Very important to get the power on both of them. And now it's time for a hot lap driven by Flores from PS4 Tier 1. Hope you enjoy. Welcome to Spa-Francorchamps in Belgium, where we are riding on board with Flores for the AOR Hype Energy F1 League, as he takes you on a lap around this beautiful circuit. We're going across the start-finish straight and then braking just before the 100-metre board at La Source. A very difficult right-hander here, but not much curb needed though. Now just about to head to El Rouge, the corner that most people know about today. Aiming for the left as you go up, and then onto the right curb at Radion, where we do see a lot of incidents in the past. Going through the Camel Straight, hitting the DRS flap wide open. Very important now to keep the car straight and narrow. Doing this will give you enough speed to go for the entrance of Le Camp. Touching the left curb, now approaching turn 8, another tough right-hander coming up. Very important to keep the car near the left curb to maintain your speed. Dropping the car down to 4th gear just as you brake for Pichal. Now down to 2nd as the track goes downhill. Power has been nailed on throughout these turns, and now we're going through up the gears here at double gauche. But this time not shifting down yet, staying around 6th and 7th gear. Starting at the left-hander and then going all the way to 8th gear as we go to Le Fang. Tricky part of the circuit to get nailed on. Aim towards the right here and then go towards the left. Will carry across the momentum towards campus. You brake a bit harder than normal and go towards the right-hand centre of the apex. Now this is the bit where you need to have the car at the most power, full throttle. Keeping the car steady around Paul Frere is definitely crucial at this point. The engines around here sounds awesome, make the most of it. Don't lift the throttle at all throughout Blanchimont. This is the time where it can either be won or lost. Brake at 100 metres to get the bus stop chicane absolutely right. Use plenty of the curb on these final corners, and that is a lap around Belgium today. So we are now just about to head into qualifying. The lobby has just started and we are in for a good one. I am Jez and I'll be your commentator tonight, taking you through the action with the 16 amazing drivers on the grid tonight. Now, if you missed last week's race, then where have you been? Last week's race was absolutely incredible, with Infamous Clays taking the win there in dominant fashion, to be honest. But we did see some very good battles, especially with Bailey, VRT Verstappen, who took second place in the race. And to be honest, in the podium interviews earlier on last week, he was completely in utter shock about what happened, and he was very happy about that, and he's proven to be a little bit more consistent as well, so it'll be interesting to see how he does cope around the pressure tonight. Like I said earlier on, Belgium is one of the longest circuits on the calendar, so it's very important that they get this right, because even though they still have more chances in this circuit more than anything else, because there's a lot more corners, there is also some corners which are very tricky to overtake, and if you don't get it right, then it's going to be messed up completely. El Rouge and Radion in particular, the run-up to El Rouge is definitely very, very important, as if you don't get that right, your chance of hitting the ball at Radion is a high chance, really. So that is why that we just got to make sure that these drivers have just got to keep it together and consistent, which that's why Infamous Clays took the win. So 3 tyres, like I said, on offer today, with a lot of people, if they want to go for the good strategy, go onto the one-stop. But like I said, more information about the one-stop strategy and stuff like that when we get to the formation lap. So if you want to find out about that, that is where. So we've got nobody set a lap time at the moment, as we just cut to the qualifying just as it was about to start. To be honest, we couldn't have timed it better ourselves. I started the intro and then we went straight to qualifying, and they probably could read our minds. But Beaver is, I do believe, going to set. He's on a lap at the moment as he goes through the first sector right now. He's got to get a very good run into El Rouge, coming up, hugging the right curve, and now onto Radion. He approached that very nicely there, going through the camel straight. DRS. Very, very flat, very wide open. He actually hit the DRS at perfect timing, which is going to give a good run to Lecor coming up as well. He just about hugs the left curb. He does that quite nicely as well. And it's a very tricky right hand to get right, as you've got to brake at the right time at Rochelle coming up very now. Staying at 3rd gear, not choosing to go into 2nd, and he is going all the way now up the gears now through this tight stretches of corners. Now approaching double gauge now. Going up to 7th gear, choosing to stay in 7th as he approaches this, because otherwise if he goes to 8th from full power, then this is where you can very lose it. And we've seen a few guys in the races in AOR do that as well. So Lafan now in 4th gear then as we approach that. And now we are about to approach the important part of the circuit, where you just got to get right and get full throttle everywhere, like I said in the hot lap. As you just got to get full power, really. And 8th gear for ERS. He is not in 4 ERS at the moment, but you never know. He may be on a lap. He may just be saying a banker lap, and maybe he might have had his time invalidated. But we shall have to find out, as he's about to cross the final. Yep, he's going into the pits right now. So yes, that was just a quick lap around about that. So I will just be sure about that. I'm just going to see who else is on one at the moment. Ollie Smithson looks like on a lap. Verstappen is the first time to step on the board, which is a 1:42.6. Now that is on the soft tyres, and that, to be honest, is really, really good time for him on those softer compound tyres. But a lot of these guys are on the super softs, which to be honest, it doesn't really matter what tyre you start the race on, to be honest. But if you want to stretch your tyres a little bit, the softs will be the best to go. But to be honest, if you want to get a good pace, I strongly recommend maybe softs to super softs might work as well. Literally any strategy just works, but as long as you just don't mess it up in the first few laps, it's absolutely fine. As Infamous Clays is the first person to go into the 1:41s. Our race winner from last week, who is he's on a roll at the moment. If he keeps this up, he's going to be one of the ones to challenge the top 2 for the championship. the standings have not been updated since last week, so unfortunately I am not going to go through the standings because, to be honest, it's not out of date, as it is out of date. So I will keep you informed and point next week once we go to Monza, but concentrating on Belgium for now, as Ollie is about to cross the final few corners just past bus stop chicane, hugging in that right curb. Is it going to be a good lap time? He sets a validated lap time for the first time in a while, which is good for him. It's a 1:42.0, so that's not bad from him. A valiant effort from the Red Bull driver today. So brilliant, interesting stuff as well. So yes, so VLT Verstappen's already dropping away. So will he actually decide to go onto those super soft tyres, knowing that these guys are faster, or will he concentrate on staying on those softs and making that alternate strategy work? The medium tyres really is not really the best tyres to start the race on, and that's what these guys have learned. So that's why you're seeing nobody on those sets of not many people on those sets of medium tyres today. So let's just see who is on a lap at the moment. X-Power's just passed bus stop on the bus stop chicane. He's approaching the final corner now. Can he improve higher than 9th at the moment? He's 8th, so 1:42.6. Hayden's on a lap. Can he improve? I think he's got on a flyer at the moment, so we'll follow him in a second. Beaver is on an out lap. Yep, he's on an out lap at the moment, so I think his last time did get invalidated, so he's going to go on a flyer now to see if he can improve as much as possible as well. Now, what I like about F2 qualifying is you never know who's going to get pole position. Literally, anyone in this F2 grid has the capability of getting pole. It is so close this season, you just don't know what is going to happen. Some people may have a good qualifying pace more than a race pace, and usually sometimes getting pole in Spa, to be honest, is not usually the best idea sometimes, because if you are on pole, then you're going to have a lot of challenge from those guys up behind, and you have to do all you can to just hold on to that position and defend off the P2 and P3. So sometimes it's best to start P2 and P3 and go on the attack quite early on. But I wonder what these guys will be thinking in their minds at the moment, as these guys are on the laps at the moment. So very interesting to see as well. McLaren is doing very well in the constructors still as well, but I won't be surprised the two Mercedes are going to catch up as well. Due to infamous Clay's win last week, it will be interesting to see how he does again this week. Unfortunately, Rosberg did not have a really good race last week. He had a lot of bad luck, I got to say. So I wonder, is Rosberg's luck going to change tonight? We shall have to find out. To be honest, we're praying that it does, because we want to see drivers do well and live to their potential. We don't want them to receive any damage or something like that, but the tables can turn on his head, and not many people are out of the championship fight yet. Really, the top 8 can still win this championship. That's how close it is. As Beaver crosses the line. That is a very good lap from Beaver. He let his invalidated lap from a few laps ago go behind him, and he's in P3 at the moment with a 1:41.8. That is incredible stuff. So we've already seen the lap record from season 15 be broken by these F2 drivers tonight. This game is really, really fast, and it's also they also broken the lap record in real life as well. So yeah, that just goes to show how talented these drivers are around here as well. So very, very hyped about this, and I hope you guys are hyped about this as well in the chat. And we've got around about 8 minutes and 30 seconds of qualifying then. So I wonder, to be honest, how it's going to play out for these guys, how it's all going to work out. And Beaver's definitely going to be a dark horse if he keeps it up. Roberts is around about a second behind being famous Clay. He's usually right behind the grid. So to see him in second place at the moment, he could be a real challenge as well. So that'll be good as well. Clone Trip at the moment, the only person on a set of the soft tyres, so the only person going for that alternate strategy. Again, this is his second race on the wheel, I believe, as all Roberts has gone on the gravel, so I don't think his lap time is going to improve, unfortunately. How is Frankwish doing? Frankwish is doing not too bad either. The top 4 separated by 0.3 per second, which I believe, to be honest, is to be honest, a cause for celebration for these guys, really, to be honest with you, that they get this right. So, yeah, I'm very impressed with these guys. I've seen a few guys from F2 last season, and to be honest, I've seen some of these guys definitely improve on their season 15 chances, and have done much better in season 16, I've got to say. But some of these guys have flown under the radar a little bit, like Ollie, and to be honest, Ollie is the one who I expect that he wants to improve. He is very keen to improve throughout the rest of the season. We've got some really amazing tracks coming up. I think the tracks that we've got left pretty much are all my favourite tracks around this F1 game. The last half of the season always just bring out the best. Belgium, definitely in my top 2 favourite tracks, obviously the first one being Austria and Belgium being my second. So I hope these guys definitely pull out all the stops tonight, as Rosberg is now up into P2. So he's forgetting what happened in Hungary. He's letting the past behind, which is, I think, very, very important, because if you let your negative mindsets get to you, then you're not going to possibly do well. So the important thing is to stay focused and concentrate on the race ahead, which is exactly what Rosberg is doing, and one who can challenge for infamous clay. So at the moment, just like real life, a Mercedes 1-2. Kind of realistic, I've got to say, but it is equal cars, so anything can happen. Any of the midfield teams could potentially get VRT Verstappen also improved as well. So pretty much the top 7 are now in the 141s as well. Can we see some faster? Can we see some faster times? I really do hope so. I really do hope so. They've got around about 5 minutes left. The clouds are starting to thicken a little bit, as a bit of visibility is not good. So we could see some change in the weather in our horizon as the track just starts to cool down a little bit. So we will just, it's just like hitting a nail in the coffin, really. I think what most people have done was like Ollie. Ollie did not wait a moment to get a lap, and he got a lap in right away, because he must have known what the weather is going to be like in qualifying, and see what happens in the race. Clone Troop deciding to go on the fresh set of super softs. Nobody, interestingly, is on the set of the soft tyres, so that's given me a lot of clues, which I'm not really going to say, but I haven't been told of the weather, so my conclusions may be wrong, I got to say. But yes, I think it's going to be interesting, everyone, on the supers, to be honest, because if it's like this in the race, the top 10, all hell is going to let loose here, because they're gonna pit around about the same time, and they just got to make sure they get it right. And anyone on the softs is more than likely going to be the bottom lot, so like LGS, X-Power, Hayden, Clone Troop, Halsey definitely, because Halsey, unfortunately, if you did not see it, did retire. But I didn't quite see what happened with Halsey, unfortunately, that caused him to retire. I think, I don't know what happened. I can't draw any conclusions or anything like that, but we shall have to wait and see. Dralix is on the lap at the moment as he hugs the right and left curbs there as he approaches the double gauge right now. He's going to brake just a little bit, stay on the power a bit more onto 7th gear. He's running out of fuel ever so slightly. Is he going to make it to the end? He will have to pit, I think, soon, and probably retire. So I think this is the only chance he can to get this lap in, because you can see the fuel light dashing on your screen, and I was right. To be honest, my position was right for this qualifying, pretty much. I think the only exception was Oceania. Oceania was the only exception where it did not rain in the Belgian race I commentated for in the last few weeks on F1 2018. F2 is another one to add to the list where it is starting to rain. So I don't think the order is going to change, I don't think, unfortunately. So the ones who haven't gone out, Clone Troop and Jork, they've made an absolute mistake not going out, as the track is going to be very, very difficult because it is raining. So, you know, I did actually watch the PS4 Tier 1 race last time. Well, I watched most of it. I did watch qualifying, to be fair, and it was a very interesting qualifying for the PS4 guys. It started, basically there was a threat of rain. It was raining and they were still qualifying on the super soft tyres, so it was very important for them to get their laps in early, and that's what they did. And pretty much that's the same case here. Except they had more of a chance to get a lap in. On the PS4 Tier 1 side, they had less of a chance to get a lap in. So it's all turned on its head for the Xbox One F2, guys. I can't wait to see how this unfolds. It looks like if it's going to rain in qualifying, it's probably going to rain in the race as well. So I can't wait, but probably my predictions may be wrong. But we'll have to wait and see. As a lot of people now have just realised that the rain is coming down already, and some of these guys have made a mistake. Clone Troop is in the pits. Jork is out. Is he going to get a lap in? It is going to be close. It is going to be close, but I just don't think, you know, it's going to do it. But yeah, Bob, but it is possible. I think the only people that are out are Jork, LGS, Franglish, Beefer and Rosberg. Everybody else is going to wait until the race now and make sure they get their lap in. Verstappen has just realised he can't set any faster lap time, so he's not going to take further part. Oh, that was a big slide from Jork. That is definitely going to be his lap time invalidated. Very unfortunate. He is in one of the people in the running for the Drivers' Championship, and that's not going to help his championship battle, I got to say. So it looks like him, Pelsbury and Clone Troop will be starting from the back of the grid, which is not going to be ideal for any of them. Rosberg is still out, which I think is a bit of a gamble, but we have seen in some races a few people stay out, and then they do the remarkable. So we'll have to wait and see on that one. I absolutely love when qualifying conditions change, because the drivers have got to use their gut feeling. They've got to decide, oh, should I go out now, or will I have to retire the car due to the fact the rain is getting too difficult? That's what I like, Pete. And this is what we are getting here in qualifying, I've got to say. So this is definitely interesting, as I don't think Rosberg, I think, is probably going to go to the pits right now. I'll be surprised if he tries to stay out. Yeah, he is going to stay out. Hayden's retired. A lot of people have retired, I've got to say. We have got 27 minutes left of the session. We've got yellow flags in sector 2 and sector 3. So it just goes to show how difficult these guys are finding the track around here. It is probably one of the most difficult tracks in the rain, I've got to say. It's probably easier on a pad than some tracks, but we'll have to wait and see. Yeah, we do. I think Jork is struggling. Franglish is in the pits. Yeah, looks like qualifying is pretty much not going to change, as Rosberg is not going to improve, unfortunately. So we have your pole man, Infamous Clays, choosing to go out at the right moment when it counted. He knew what the weather was going to be like. He knew he had to get in an early lap, and you know, he checked the weather. A few people, some of the people in the chat forgot to check the weather on their dash and stuff like that, and that's probably their mistake really, and that cost him a little bit. But the ones that, you can tell, the ones that did check the dash, the ones in the top 13 did check the dash, and they're all separated by 1 second, just under 1 second. That's also why I like F2, because the field are so close. And I did say at the beginning of the race, actually any one of these guys could get pole, and this is proven to be today. And the star, to be honest, I think also is Bobbert. He has got his best qualifying position of the season in F2, in P3. Don't forget, he did start the season in F3, and then in the middle of the season he got moved to F2. He's had a few down races, but he's definitely taken quite to a league of his own. He has improved, to be honest with you, and it's great to see him back in his old form. And to be honest, we're really hoping to have his good luck here. So basically, very impressed as all. Rosberg's AI has just hit into the wall, and a very interesting camera angle, I got to say. So here we go. So here is your order coming up for you right now. So we are about to get the order for you soon. So here we go, as yes, we got Infamous Clays, who takes pole by 81 thousandths for CRL Rosberg. I really hope these two battle it out for the lead tonight, and maybe Bobbert and Verstappen can join the action. Because Bailey was able to get a good run into turn 1 in Hungary. Is he going to get a good run into turn 1 in Belgium will have to wait and see. Dralix in P5, Beaver in P6, Fangwish in P7, Sam in 8th, Ollie Smithson in P9, Maloney in P10, rounding up your top 10, with Hayden, LGS and Power. 9/10 per second. That's how close it was. And with Clone Troop, Pelsbury and Jork failing victim to the rain that was threatening them, and that is why, to be honest, he has done that. So, we are about to get this race underway. I'm pretty much looking forward to this. It's going to be sunny. It's not going to be raining, but you never know how these weather can change. So it is really up to them now. Everyone qualified their lap on the set of Super Softs, but the bottom lot will get to choose what tire they go on. So it'll be interesting to see if they could go on the softs. Maybe someone will opt for a really, really gambleless strategy and go on the mediums. We will have to wait and see. But again, more information about that as we go on to the formation lap pretty soon, as we are waiting for the drivers to get ready, get their gloves on, get their racing gloves on, I gotta say, and get started. And for those of you just joining the chat, if you are liking the content on AOR, don't forget to like this video and subscribe and turn notifications on so you know when to see a stream from Apex Online Racing. We've still got loads of streams on right now, and also streams coming up later on tonight as well. So basically, you're full of AOR action pretty much all night here at Belgium, which is great to see as well. So let's see what the bottom lot are doing in terms of tyre strategy. So the Clone Troopers decided to stick with the tyres that he qualified on. Well, don't forget the top 3, I think, will be having new tyres anyway. But everybody else in the bottom half of the grid are starting on the alternate strategy and going on the softs, which I think is the best. So let's quickly get the pit strategy up on your screens right now. So here we go. So if loads of people are starting on the super softs, so they're going to pit around about lap 4 to 6 and then go on to a 7 mediums to the end. And then if people go on the softs, they're going to pit around about laps 8 to 10 and then go on the mediums to the end. So it's either super soft to mediums or softs to mediums. But we have seen people go on the super softs to softs, but that's highly unlikely, I've got to say. But that is the strategy we have got there today. So hoping that these guys get it all well, but the strategy could turn on its head for all we know. This is the strategy that most people have done there. We'll have to find out as well. So yeah, and Jordan was wondering if I did get that spin on the last lap. Yes, I did, unfortunately. But anyway, so we are about to get underway, and as all the guys are starting to warm their tyres up. Infamous Clays has got pole for the last 2 races, and he's got to make sure he maintains that pole position. He's just got to maintain it. He's just got to hang in there and make sure that he's on it, basically. This time he's got his teammate Rosberg to challenge for the race victory. So looking forward to that. But you literally never know what is going to happen. So you are in definitely for a cracker as well. As we just got one person that just got disqualified from the session, and that was X-Power. And I think LGS got disqualified. Yeah, a few people got disqualified and are still on the track. But we are about to get underway as you're seeing the red tyres line up, as a few people obviously getting ghosted due to the fact that the AI takes control towards the end of the start-finish straight, because otherwise, who knows what's going to happen. So, we are about... Oh, what happened there with that camera? I don't know. But anyway, we're about to get underway. 4 lights, 5 lights. And we are underway from Belgium, and looks like a pretty decent start from both the 2 Mercedes drivers. We got the Haas driver trying to make a audacious move into turn 1. Roberts trying to defend off Dralix there into turn 1 as well, all making it clean through turn 1. El Rouge is going to be very interesting to see what happens. Rosberg getting the edge off Infamous Clays into turn 1. How's he going to look through El Rouge then, as he's going to try and get the slipstream as well, going through side by side as well, going through the Camel Straight and going across Lecombe. Is Infamous Clays going to try and get the move off the top of the hill? No, he doesn't. Rosberg tries very well to try and defend, and no, we got Haas, I think, just lose it a little bit there. I think that's Dralix, I think, who has just lost it at the top of the comp. That is unfortunate. I think a few LGS has been caught up in that battle as well, so that's very unfortunate. That's allowing Hayden and Clone Troop to gain a few positions as well. But my oh my, that is a very decent start from Rosberg. He has taken a lead in lap 1, and I did say earlier, my predictions are going right today. This is insane. Positive jinx, I've got to say. I did say starting from pole is not usually the best way, and I think that's what Rosberg did to do that. But it's not going to be over yet, as a famous place is still going to challenge him already, and Bobbitt is not that far behind. Verstappen was one of the ones to get a decent start as well into turn 1. He still managed to hold on to P4, managing to avoid the carnage that was going on behind him. And Dralix definitely falling victim already in Belgium. He has dropped 11 places, so he's got a lot of ground to make up, and I won't be surprised if Dralix goes into the pits, to be honest, to get his front wing changed. But the other Haas driver, Verstappen, is going to be on a roll. He's about 5/10 per second behind Verstappen. It's going to get interesting. And we also got Jork fighting his way through the field as well. Oh no! Oh no, he's having a night. It was going so well for him, and it looked like a replica of what he did in qualifying. Now he's dropped back to the back of the field. Oh my word, I do feel sorry for him there. He did gain a lot of positions in the opening lap, and unfortunately it wasn't meant to be for Jork there. He'll probably have to pit for a front wing change coming up as well. Rosberg still managed to hold on to the lead through the second lap, which should be interesting. We've got Clone Troop actually. Oh my word, LGS has just hit the bollard in sector 2. Don't know quite what happened there. Clone Troop has just made his way past X-Power in the Clone Troop has just made it in the Red Bull past the Williams of X-Power, so he's making up some ground as well. He has gained roughly around about 2 positions from the start of this race. Pelsby having a good start of the race as well. He's gained 5 positions, and he's just overtaken LCR Hayden, and he's up into 10th place in the points. Good stuff. We got also Sam in the other Ferrari on battle with the Red Bull over Ollie Smithson, going through the really tough straight, full throttle, and overtaking is very difficult. They're about to go through the bus stop chicane, and it's going to be 3 wide by the looks of things if they're not careful. He almost just clipped Maloney in the other McLaren there. Those two, the Ferrari and the McLaren, are side by side at the moment, going towards turn 1 and going through La Source now. Ollie's still managing to pull away from those two now. Who's going to get the better run? Is it going to be Sam? Is it going to be Maloney? Looks like it's going to be Sam. We have a battle for second place for Roberts in the Williams. So we have to follow here at this moment in time. The DRS is going to be wide open for the Williams driver. Is he going to get a good run approaching Lecomte? Not quite at the moment. A little bit too further back to do it at the moment, but he's still got a fight between the McLaren and the Ferrari, and also Ollie as well. But I think Maloney has managed to gain 2 positions, and Sam, I think, has just lost out on positions as well, which was very unfortunate for them as well. So basically, pretty much battles pretty much happening everywhere, I gotta say, which is very good to see, and that's why I like what I like about Belgium, I gotta say. But hey ho about that. So we are around about lap 3 of qualifying, and literally pretty much anything can happen here. And Ollie's around about 2/10 behind Maloney now. He's doing all he can. He's definitely looking cleaner this race than previous races. He wants to make a name for himself and get a much better result. I've got to say, a few people in the chat saying if I'm a child, I'm a girl. I'm actually a girl. I'm actually a lady, I've got to say. So yeah, just to point that out. But anyway, back to the race, as Ollie and Maloney are still side by side going through the bus stop chicane. Looks like Ollie gets the better run into the final corner, and he takes P7. But Maloney is still going to go side by side through to La Source, coming up right now with Sam right behind him as well. yeah, Ollie definitely looked like he had a better run, and he is staying where he is at the moment. But that means the McLaren and Sam are still going to be fighting then around the Camel Straight. I'm probably going to predict as well. So we'll just have to wait and see. So let's just ride on board with Sam F1 and see what he does right here around the Camel Straight. He's going to try and make a move around Lecon, but I think he just lost a little bit of positions. And oh, Bobbers has just lost it into Lecon actually. We just missed it a little bit there. And I think Frankwich and Verstappen have overtaken them. So Verstappen up into P3. He's around about 7/10 of a second behind Infamous Clay, so we can easily catch up to him at this moment in time. So definitely audacious move from him. So looking forward to seeing how Bailey does for the rest of this Grand Prix. As Bobbers has just got a lot of catching up to do now. Beeper is right behind Bobbers now. So Bobbers is definitely under a little bit of pressure. This is where the tyres are starting to lose it a little bit. And like I said earlier, the pit window is roughly going to be around about lap 6 for these super soft tyres. And Bobbers is definitely struggling earlier than anybody else, as a few people did overtake him as well. Sam, oh my word, Sam is closing up to Maloney like a hawk at the moment. This is incredible. They're going through the bus stops chicane again. There was a bit of oh my word, there was a bit of contact from the, I think it was the Sauber driver. But that's Maloney going into the pits then. A lap earlier than I thought, because I thought people would pit around about lap 6. So I think he was another victim that he was struggling, probably due to the fact that he was battling for position by the looks of things. So anyway, so very good stuff from Sam, and he manages to hold on, but he's going to try and catch up to Ollie. Going towards the Camel Straight, a bit too further back at the moment. Now, Verstappen, 3/10 behind Infamous Plays. Infamous Plays around 2.9 seconds. No, 2/10, sorry, behind Rosberg. A three-way battle for the lead is shaping up to be very interesting. These guys have been on the podium pretty much for a lot of races this season, and they just got to make sure that they've been battling. Verstappen has definitely come to a league of his own. He's definitely improved pretty much the latter half of this season. He has had a few unlucky mistakes from from the start of the season, but then he is not given up and just shown that anyone can do it, and they can have a poor start to the season but have a much better second half, and I think that's what he's doing at the moment. Frankwich is around about 2/10 behind Verstappen, so now it's going to turn into 4 wide, maybe 5 wide if Bobbers tries to close up on it. If you're just watching this, this is going to be a battle to remember. Now Verstappen is definitely closer than he was to the last lap between these guys. Infamous Clays and Verstappen are going into the pit, choosing to pit roughly around about the same time. Rosberg choosing to stay out, which is interesting. Bobbers is in the pit, Beef is in the pits, and Ollie's in the pits. So, like the pit stop strategy has shown, like we've just said, in the pit window, lap 6 is where people are going to start to come. So yeah, it is 4 to 6, not 6 to 8. But anyway, a lot of people starting to come in, so they are using the latter stage of the pit window, I got to say here. So pretty much evenly battled and evenly matched. But don't forget, they don't share pit boxes in F1 2018, so that is why Rosberg will have to wait to pit at another opportunity. So that is why. So you never know. And yeah, Rosberg has got to get that pit stop right, as in he's around about 19.1 seconds clear of them at the moment. So it's going to be incredibly tight going into those pit stops for Rosberg to see if he can make it in front of these guys, to see if he can get the overcut working. Now, anything can happen around Belgium, I can tell you that. We did see Fence this morning almost getting the overcut work in Oshana, but it didn't quite work out. But I do see a bit of lag from EBR Frankwich there, George, but hopefully his lag will improve. I think Frankwich will roughly pit at around about the same time, coming up soon as well. So we're just going to wait and see as is Rosberg going into the pits. We're going to follow him in the pits actually to see what happens. Yes, he does. He goes into the pits, and so is Frankreich. So it'll be interesting what tyres as well people are going on as well. A bit of a lock up from Rosberg, but in famous Clays and Verstappen going on to a set of mediums. Looks like they've got a set of medium tyres already for that, as famous Clays and Verstappen are going towards the final few corners then, as I think Rosberg is coming out of the pits. It's going to be close. It's going to be close between these guys. I can't wait to see what happens. And oh, it's going to be close. Rosberg has got the jump. He's got the overcut. He's done it. He's done it. He's pitted a lap later than anybody else, and he's now in the net lead of this Grand Prix. Unfortunately, Hayden did retire from this race. Didn't quite see what happened, unfortunately, but yes, that was a very good strategy from Rosberg, I got to say. He just definitely got it nailed on, and one of the Mercedes has come out on top. They probably are working together in a Mercedes pit wall. Mercedes must be delighted. They're now running net 1 and 2 of this race, and in famous Clays is still on the gearbox of Rosberg, so they are still going to be fighting. The Mercedes pit wall are still going to be fighting for them, so we will have to find out. It's not going to be, they're not going to fight for this that easy. They're two side by side going through that chicane here. Who's going to get the better run? Looks like it is in famous Clays as he retakes the net lead of this Grand Prix, but Rosberg is still not giving up. Verstappen is still right behind Rosberg as well, so he's under very huge pressure going through this really tight set of corners. They're just past Paul Frere and now about to go through Blanchimont. This is very, very crucial in terms of overtakes. It's quite difficult to make an overtake with full power, but some of these guys do it very well as well, and that's what these guys are proving on the circuit at the moment. This is also where the tyres are starting to get a little bit hot as well, as these guys are managing it. Now, the only people not to pit are the ones who are on the soft tyres. The Clone Troop is going to pit now as the soft pit window commences around about lap 8 to 10. So Clone Troop, the first soft of the soft runners to pit, but the three leaders are running close to each other again. They've got no penalties at the moment, so it's basically all for themselves. They've got to make sure they get this right. As Verstappen is, let me just change the things back to interval, and that's unfortunately been bad luck for George, because he's retired. Oh, there was a bit of contact from these guys. Rosberg did get the jump on the camel straight, but it looks like in famous Clay's got the move done. Looks like Verstappen was going to go through the middle of these two by the looks of things. We decided not to. We got Beaver and Bobbers also right behind as well. Oh my word, what is going on here? This is absolutely crazy from these guys. What they are doing absolutely remarkable here on a set of medium tyres. Who would have known? But to be honest, Rosberg and Infamous Clays, I definitely predicted them are going to do well, and they are. So absolutely incredible from these guys. But Verstappen definitely trying his best to catch up, and so is Beaver and Roberts as well. There's definitely a train forming up with Rosberg pretty much being the leader of that train, if you like, I've got to say. So, you know, I wonder how Rosberg is going to respond to that pressure then going through these next couple of laps, because these next couple of laps are crucial. They just got to get, you know, they just got to make sure they don't push their tyres too much, because they got to conserve them a little bit. Because even though the mediums do last for a long time, sometimes they do start to blister at times if you push them too much. But it looks like they're not pushing it too much at the moment, which is very, very good to see from these drivers. Now, Verstappen 2/10 behind in famous Clays now. He's got to do all he can. I can see Rosberg in the background already pulling away from the other Mercedes driver and the Haas driver of Verstappen, also known as Bailey. Verstappen, interestingly, gets the left line here going into Le Mans. Is he going to do it? Unfortunately, the camera cut a little bit, so I had to go back to the onboard camera, but unfortunately, he could not make the move done. But Beaver makes the move on Bobbins. Beaver is on P7 at the moment, but look, Frankreich is on a charge as well with the Williams driver, so Williams has dropped it down into 8th place. He started at 3rd position and now all the way down into 8th. Not the race that he would have hoped for at the moment. It will probably equal his best result, I got to say, but you never know. As Franglish, he's on a charge and he's definitely going to do it. He could be a dark horse if he keeps this up. As well, very important to get a good run into the curves as he hugs the right curve just a little bit longer. Oh my word, the midfield battle is shaping up to be interesting, and so is the battle for the lead. So if I do miss a battle a little bit, I'm really sorry, and if a battle for the lead pops up, I will be switching over to that because as I think we're going to go to right now, as Verstappen is around about 1/10 behind in famous plays as they're going to go through the bus stop, the final chicane. He's going to get the DRS open, flat open, really soon. Going onto the left side of the circuit, going through La Gauche. La Source, I mean not La Gauche, I got confused with Double Gauche for a minute there, but Verstappen's probably going to get a much better run going through to Radion and the Kemmel Straight, and LGS and X Power, the last of the soft runners, going into the pits then. So Rosberg is now pretty much in the lead. Verstappen to try and do a replica move to see if he can get this left corner right. No, he can't. He didn't have the space, unfortunately, so he decided to stick with it, being very cautious. He knows that if there's not a space, he won't do it. But Roberts all the way up into P4 now. So basically, Roberts is not letting his negative mindsets throw him at the moment. He wants to make sure he gets that podium spot, and he's definitely on it like a carb on it, I've got to say. He was conserving his tyres just a little bit because he's on my graphic is saying he's on the on graphic is saying mediums, and on the car it's saying soft. But I'm just gonna take what the graphic says, because I believe, to be honest, I believe the graphic more than the wheels on the car. To be honest, I nearly said wheels on the bus there, but that'll probably be a little bit too cringy. But anyway, and that is interesting to see as well. So we pretty much got a battle for the lead between Rosberg and famous plays and Verstappen, and a battle midfield between Roberts, Beefer, Franglish, and not Maloney now because he's a bit too further back, but it's Roberts, Beefer, and Franglish. So who's going to win those battles? I don't really know. I have made a few things. Made a few things in my mind, but I'm not really going to say it, as I think Ollie and Maloney are trying to make a move through the bus stop chicane. Looks like Ollie manages to hold on, but Maloney is still on a charge at this moment in time. Now going through into turn 1. Maloney choosing to stay put and staying on the line at the moment. A little lock up from Ollie, not too much though, as they both managed to get not much curb needed at the moment. Ollie taking a little bit less curb than Maloney, probably getting a little bit of advantage, and that's why he's pulling away from Maloney now, going through the Kemmel Straight. Right now, the DRS flap is definitely going to be wide open for Maloney. Ollie not going to get much benefit of the DRS, and I think it looks like they're side by side at the moment. Maloney takes the move, and I think Bob and Beefer in the Sauber also takes the move as well. Roberts has lost position again. So basically the order is changing. Oh, it's a little bit, oh my word, contact between the Williams driver and the Sauber driver. Oh my word, that is allowing Maloney, who's just overtook Ollie, to join in this fight as well. And also Ollie is also going to join in the fight as well. Holy moly, what has just happened between these guys? That was just unfortunate for Roberts, I gotta say, and I think he is going to, I think he was going to let him through, but he's still going to challenge B for 4th position as he goes on into P5. It's just absolutely incredible. Oh my god, they're 3 wide, they're 3 wide. It's not going to end well if it keeps it up like this, I've got to say, as there was a little bit from the grass from Roberts as he drops it down. Ollie still managed to hold on to P7. Looks like Ollie's on course for his best result of the season. He's had a few bad lucks, but he's having much better luck this race as he's keeping it a much cleaner line. Oh my word, Sam taking a very good line in the final corner. A very audacious move. Looks like nearly like a dive bomb at the moment. So a 3-way battle then for P5. Dralix is managing to make his way up to P9. Pelsby catching up as well. He just set the fastest lap of the Grand Prix with a 1:46.0. Verstappen is, oh my god, he's 1/10 behind Infamous Clays. They're side by side going through the camel straight. They're going to get a good run going into Lecon at the moment. Looks like Verstappen gets a better run. He's into P2 right now. Bailey looks like he's going to get a second P2 in a row at this rate if he keeps this up. What a very good move, but unfortunately, Bailey just hit the gravel just a little bit there. That's going to cost him a bit of time, and Infamous Clays is definitely going to catch up. Everybody at Apex Online Racing, this battle for these guys, it is not over yet. Oh my word, Verstappen is into P2, absolutely amazing. Is he going to do all he can to try and catch up to Rosberg? Rosberg, to be honest, is still in his sights. It is not over for the race victory. As long as they don't get any corner cuts, that is absolutely fine. I got to say, Ollie's around about 3/10 as well. I'm switching over between battle after battle here because this is getting very exciting. Oh, the Ferrari's not having much luck today. LGS is out of this Grand Prix. Unfortunately, we can't see how they retired, unfortunately, which is a bit unfortunate. So I'll have to get some news in the Twitter chat later on to find out what happened, or maybe he'll share his views on the stream chat, because I do check the stream chat. So we'll have to wait and see what happens as Ollie almost got the better line going into the bus stop chicane. Oh, that was a dive bomb. Ollie gets it done and he's up into P5 right now. Beaver's still on the back of Ollie Smithson though, so not all is lost at the moment. Good stuff from Ollie. There wasn't much space though at the bus stop, so to be honest, I couldn't quite call what happened, to be honest. So they're all going to go through El Rouge now. This is going to be interesting. A four-way car now across El Rouge. This is going to be absolutely insane, I can tell you that. And Verstappen's around about 3/10 behind Rosberg. I don't know which battle to follow. This is getting hyping in the chat. Get some hype in the chat. Some of you guys are probably drinking your hype energy. I've got to say I did choose the right battle to follow as a Beaver. I think made his way. I think it's past Sam. I think he stayed in front of Sam. There's tricky right-hander coming up as Sauber almost getting caught up again with the Ferrari, but luckily that looked like they avoided that mistake this time. All four of them are about to head to the double gosh at the moment, only having a slight advantage at the moment. Sam on newer tyres, so basing on strategy, Sam might have the upper hand in this and be the underdog in this scenario. But we will find out as all. There was a bit of end plate falling from one of the cars. Didn't quite see what happened. It is 4 wide here. Ollie has lost a few positions already as he's under pressure from Maloney now. So now Beaver's up into P5, Sam up into P6, and Ollie has dropped 4 positions due to that issue that he had. So that was unfortunate from Ollie. He's lost a bit of speed. Dralix, I think, is looking to get involved in the party as well. Maloney is around about 1/10 behind Ollie now. They're going through the bus stop chicane. Who's going to make it work? We have got Beaver and Sam as well. Beaver have lost it a little bit there. Looks like Sam is going to get a much better run into the start finish straight. Yes, he does. He gets the move done, but don't forget there's still El Rouge to go. Ollie still manages to hold on to P7 to Maloney. So he hasn't lost that much ground, I got to say, but he has got to be careful, I think, when he makes that dive bomb, because otherwise that could cause that much of an issue, I got to say. But as Beaver is going to be trying to get a run on the Camel straight over Sam. It's 3 wide going through Lacombe. Ollie had a bit of contact from the Sauber. Oh my word, that was a spin from Ollie there. That was a bit of a gamble from Ollie, and unfortunately that did not quite work, because he's had a much better race than he was last time in the last few races, but he's now going back to the bottom of the pile, which I think is very, very bad for him, unfortunately. But that is allowing him a bit less pressure between Sam, Maloney and Beaver. Beaver's now dropped into 7 due to that collision with Ollie Smithson, but Sam up into P5. Sam is looking like he's going to get his best result of the season, but oh, he went a bit wide, clipping that corner a little bit, but it's very important that you use the track wisely, and that's what Sam is doing. Sam is pulling away from Maloney, so looks like Sam is going to hold on to P5. We've got yellow flag in set 2. Oh, Ollie, yep, Ollie is struggling. Ollie is struggling. Bobbers, I think, is going to make his way past him. Yes, he is. He is struggling for dear life right now, so he'll probably will have to pit or limp the car home to the end, and he's out. He is out of the race. He just spinned it into the wall. Yeah, it was inevitable, to be honest. It looked like, to be honest, he was struggling, and he was. What a shame for Molly Smithson. It looked like to be a very good race for him. It looked like he was going to have his best result of the season, but unfortunately that backfired. But right now, battle for the lead of this Grand Prix. Rosberg and Verstappen are side by side. Verstappen was able to close to him in the last couple of laps, and that means Bailey VRT Verstappen takes the lead of the Belgian Grand Prix. Absolutely remarkable from the 13-year-old driver. Actually, I don't know if he's 12 or 13, but don't know. But actually, no, he's 12. Not 13. I don't know. I'm losing track of age, but he's a very young driver, and he's doing very well in this F2 league. I wonder how he's going to do as he grows up, because he's still got a lot of years under his belt. I won't be surprised in about 7 or 8 years' time he'll probably be on F1 Esports, I've got to say. So he's running ever so well in the Haas at the moment. Rosberg running a little bit into the gravel. That's going to cost him a little bit of time. But he's still on the chasing horse of VRT Verstappen, not always lost yet at the moment. Looks like a little bit of lag from Verstappen, but he manages to... Oh, that was a bit of the gravel from Rosberg. I don't know if he was forced wide. I don't know. I didn't quite catch that, unfortunately. But Infamous Clays now is in P2 at the moment. Let's see how Infamous Clays is going to do, catching up to Verstappen then. So Verstappen leads from Infamous Clays, from Rosberg, and from Frangwish. We've got 5 more laps left of this Grand Prix. I am not sure if Driver of the Day is available yet, but I will double check to see if it is. I will just quickly double check to see if it's available for this round. I don't know. I don't think it is available this round, unfortunately. So as soon as we get an update on that, we will find out for you about the Driver of the Day situation. I don't think the drivers have been updated as well, so that's why I don't think it has. But we will see. We will see. I will just do a little bit of digging, I got to say. So I'll just have to wait and see and find out for you. So I will just check. But right now, and I think whilst I was checking, Verstappen has dropped a few positions. So Verstappen has dropped it down all the way up into P4. I didn't quite see what happened. I will check the stream in a second, but I think he just lost a little bit there. Oh, he's lost his rear ring. He lost his rear ring. Oh my word. That is actually, yeah, he did lost a bit of it. That was a bit unfortunate, but he is now going to do all he can now to try and hold on. But Frangwish is now going to be in the battle then for P2 as well. So that is going to be good. So that's allowed for Frangwish to close up as well. Maybe Frangwish could be the dark horse in this. He could be the underdog. And it'll be nice to see underdogs do well. And to be honest, that is what he is doing at this moment in time. He's going to try and get the move done into turn 1. And yes, it looked like it was a rear wing or end plate damage from the guys there. And yeah, it doesn't look like there is going to be a driver of the day because it showed the results from last time. So yeah, we will get it sorted, do not worry. And oh, Verstappen's left the session, so he is pretty unhappy with that. So that was just a shame, to be honest. I think he disconnected and Troubles lost his I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know what he lost, but he did lose something. So I'm sorry I did get it wrong, Joe, but I didn't quite see what happened, to be honest with you. But anyway, Frangwish now up into P2. He's going to possibly challenge for the win at the moment, at this moment in time. I haven't seen what penalties are like at this moment in time, so I can't call it on who's going to win this race, because I think at the moment, I think Rosberg has got no penalties. Oh no, Clone Troop has binned it in the pit lane. Clone Troop is out of the race then. But right now, we've got a battle for P5 on our hands. P4 pretty much, as Maloney is around about 0.6 of a second behind Sam F1 LFC. Wonder how this is going to turn out here for these last couple of laps. It is all to die for here. Rosberg knows he's got to keep it together. He's got to keep it clean. He can't afford to get any penalties. But let's draw our attention to the battle for 4th place. Manoli still on the gearbox of Sam F1. And this is going to be really intense for this guy. If Manoli wants to make sure his championship hopes stays in the lead pretty much, then he just got to. He just got to make sure that he just gets that overtake done on Sam F1. And Ollie is in a Twitter chat. The racer, he thought he had good pace. It didn't look like he was having good pace, to be honest, and was doing well. And unfortunately, he made that little bit of a mistake. So very unfortunate for Ollie. Like I said, Maloney and Sam side by side. Maloney overtakes. He's got what he did, what he needs to do. And he is up into P4. Well done to the McLaren driver. A little bit of lock-up from both of them. That's allowing Sam F1 to close into him. So the battle is not over yet at this moment in time. As I think we're trying to get VRT Verstappen to get back into the session. So I do believe he disconnected. So hopefully he can join back. And that was, to be honest, that was a bit of bad luck, I think, from Verstappen. He was running so well. He was in the lead at one point, and I think I don't know. So it'll be interesting to get some thoughts from him in the chat as well. So it'll be interesting to see what his thoughts of this situation is. But yeah, feel bad for Bailey, to be honest. And yeah. So anyway, Sam is on a charge now. He's a bit too further back than he would have liked at the moment, but this is the closest battle on the track at this moment in time. We are on lap 19 of this Grand Prix, and I did say Belgium was going to be a little bit. So, yeah. Anyway. So, we are going to make sure that we have these battles for these last few laps and make sure we can cover them as well, because this is going to be a battle to go towards the end. As Bailey has just joined the session, good on him. He's not giving up, my friend. That is brilliant to see. So well done to VRT Verstappen there, as he's going to try and make sure he claw his way back to the field. It is going to be close, I've got to say, but you never know what happened. We have brought a little bit of surprises, I have got to say. And I think Ollie feels gutted for Bailey as well, to be honest. A few people, I do feel gutted, to be honest. So, hey ho about that. Sam still trying to close in onto Maloney on these last couple of laps as well. Well, we got a yellow flag in sector 3. Oh, I didn't quite see what happened. There's someone slowing down. I didn't see, unfortunately. Rosberg still managing to hold on to the lead of this Grand Prix with Frangwish up into P2. It will be interesting to see how this is going to be like with these podium interviews, which we are going to be doing in a second. As Clone Troop has just left the session. He is not really happy at all with his performance. So yes, as well as we got someone in the chat from Tier 1 rooting for his esport compatriot. Nice to see you in the chat, Hamilton, mate. Yeah, very, very good to see. So anyway, we have got, I think, Rosberg on a charge at the moment. He's just got to make sure he holds on to this lead for these final 2 laps. He's got to make sure he brings it home, to be honest with you. He's just got to do it. He's just got to make sure that he can find some good time. He can afford to conserve a little bit, but not too much, because otherwise Frangwish could easily overtake him. But Frangwish, I do believe, can still see Rosberg in his sights. Not all is lost yet. Frangwish is still hoping he could get this win today. So got to say, so yeah, good to see as well. So nice to see these guys doing well as these guys are doing. So I am still seeing Maloney trying to hold on to 4th with Sam. Sam did lose it a little bit there, so I think he's losing a bit of time. Alex is managing to run a damage limitation race and managing to gain quite a lot of positions. Let's see who is gaining the most this race. Alex only dropped 1, so he did have an issue at the start of the race, but he manages to go back to 1 position below from where he started. So this is not a bad race from him, as he's gained quite a lot of ground throughout the last 10 or so laps. So really good to see that Alex is improving a little bit there. So very good to see at the moment, as we have got the last laps are do or die. Frangwish now can see Rosberg. Frangwish on the pace at the moment. This is definitely going to be a last lap battle for these guys as they approach turn number 1. Frangwish has got to do all he can. If Frangwish keeps this up, he could be on course for his first win in Xbox One F2 for a while at the moment. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how this plays out between these two. Rosberg has got to make sure now that he floors it, to be honest. He's just got to make sure that he tries to fend off Frangwish. He can't afford to conserve a little bit too much, as Frangwish, I think, was running low ERS, and so is EVR Frangwish. In famous Clays, unfortunately not quick enough to catch up to the 2 leading bunch, but in famous Clays still going to get crucial points for the championship. So my word, this is going to be an epic battle between these two. I wouldn't have predicted it was going to be a battle between those two. Frangwish has gained 5 positions of this Grand Prix, and he could be on course to take a win. Rosberg took the lead from Infamous Clays into turn 1. He could be on course to take the win as well. So it is anyone's game, to be honest. I'm not going to check the penalties because this battle is still ongoing. So I'm going to have a blind eye between these two drivers and see what happens as Frangwish takes the lead. Frangwish just makes a good move around Blanchemont and he takes the lead, but Rosberg is going to see if he could dive it on him on the bus stop chicane, and unfortunately did not quite happen. This is going to be a battle to watch for the final lap of this Grand Prix. If you just joined us, boy, you're in for a good final bit of the race as well. This is going to be absolutely remarkable to see these two drivers fight to the end. Rosberg, he's got to make sure that he just fights hard. He's got to attack like the world depends on it. I got to say, he can't afford to make too many mistakes. That looked like it might be another warning from Rosberg. Those two are side by side at the moment. Rosberg getting a better run around the Kemmel straight about to Lecombe. And looks like Rosberg regains the lead at this moment in time, but not all hope is lost for Frangwish now. He has just got to make sure, a bit of a lock up from Rosberg, that's allowing Frangwish to close in. So to be honest, Frangwish has got a few more opportunities to try and get him onto Rosberg. He's got full Frere, Blanchemont and the bus stop as well, and potentially these corners coming up as well, but those corners are very tight to get some overtakes done, but we will just have to find out, as Frangwish is going incredibly close as well. So my word, this is going to be absolutely sensational stuff from the Toro Rosso driver. The 2 Red Bulls retired, but there's 1 Toro Rosso in this race and he's still going strong. Roberts getting a time penalty. I don't think Frangwish is going to overtake Rosberg. He is too further back, but maybe not. Frangwish is side by side on the bus stop. It's going to be ever so tight going towards the final few corners. Who is going to do it? It looks like it's going to be pretty much a photo finish, but it's going to be close. As unfortunately, I think Frangwish did get a penalty. As yeah, he did get a penalty. So I think he's around about 2 tenths behind him. So yeah, Rosberg takes the win. Well deserved from him. And famous played his teammate in P3. Manoli, a very good result in P4. Not on podium tonight, but he was ever so close in getting that podium. Sam F1 and LFC, his best result of the season in P5. Well done to him. A good recovery drive from Dralix there in P6 with Beefer in P7. X-Power, a very good result from him as well in 8th position. Verstappen, not the best of results for him. He was on course for a win at one point, but he did struggle towards the end there, which cost him a little bit. Bobbers, he was on course as well. His AI just was there a little bit. And Pelsbury managed to stay out of trouble in 11th place. So, what a race. What a race. To be honest, I can feel for Franglish right now. He wanted that win. And he was ever so close to getting that win, and he just didn't do it. But these two were battling towards the final few laps. It was good battling, I gotta say. So, and the coordinator Xbox One F2 approves of those two battling on the final lap. So, and I approve of it as well. And I hope you guys who are watching are approved as well. So, we are about to get these drivers up for interviews. But first, let's just look how many penalties these guys have got. I'm just getting the Xbox app on the computer there. But there we go. A Mercedes driver once again takes the win. Last week it was Infamous Clays. This week was Rosberg. Rosberg had unfortunate luck in Hungary last week, but he turned it all around this week. He took the win, and he must be pretty delighted with that. So well done to him in the Mercedes. So we have two Mercedes on the podium with a Toro Rosso. So we are about to get the standings that I've just got activities there. So I am going to get the results pretty soon. So here we go. We have got Rosberg that takes the win from Franglish from Infamous Clays, and Manoli in P4, Sam in P5, Dralix in P6, B4 in P7, X-Power in P8, Verstappen in P9, and Bobbert rounds up your top 10 with Pelsbury, your last one finisher, and your non-finishers today, Clone Troop, Ollie, LGS, Jorg, and Hayden being the retirements there. So, let's get your top 3 of Infamous Clays, Franglish, and Rosberg into the interview box. So, I am trying to find Rosberg actually on my friends list. If I can find him. I am trying to find him. It is quite difficult. Oh, there we go. So we've got Rosberg, we've got Franglish, and we have got, I definitely have Infamous Clays. There we go. So we're going to invite these guys to the party then for the podium interviews. We did see not a few people got penalties, but I think that was that 3-second penalty that costed Franglish, I think. So, yeah, and I think Infamous Clays got a penalty as well. So, I think we're getting all the top 3 into the party. Let me just enable this a second. They are connecting, so it will be interesting to hear their views before we wrap up the stream. So we've got Franglish and Famous Clays connected. We're now waiting on our race winner. There we go. So we got our race winner then. We have got CRL Rosberg, also known as David. David, you have much better luck this race than Hungary. Tell me, how does that feel to turn your fortunes around and take that win today?
I mean, considering the way the race went as a whole, it was honestly, I'm actually surprised I just about hung on. But before I answer any more questions, if VRT Verstappen is watching, I feel for him. Like, he had a really good race, and considering the season he's had as well, just to take the lead and to disconnect, I feel for him. But yeah, the race itself was hectic to say the least. I wasn't comfortable with letting anyone pass me because through the middle sector I had no pace at all. I was losing maybe half a second, 4/10 a lap. So if I could hang on to the lead, I was going to. And I think it was when it was multiple times when like Verstappen or Clays had come past, I'd absolutely break myself. And then the last lap, before the last lap, I was taking it easy. I saw I've got 2.1 seconds to Franglish. Oh, this is calm. And then all of a sudden he's a second behind me. I was like, oh dear, this ain't great.
Yeah, I had a
just about hung on.
Yeah, I had a feeling you were conserving it because you were. I saw Franglish was gaining on you pretty much the final few laps. How was that battle for you? Because Franglish got the lead for a little bit longer. Did he know he got a penalty there? Or it looks like he was still fighting.
Yeah, I did know.
Oh, we
I
did.
didn't know it, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it on, I think on lap 4 or 5, something like that.
Oh.
Yeah, so I knew the win was out of question, so just wanted to see if I was able to get David, but wasn't to be.
Yeah, and speaking to David, actually, with your race win under your belt, it's got to look very good for the constructors for Mercedes. 2 Mercedes wins in a row. Going into Italy, is that another strong track for you, or are you going to work harder to gain a podium position, if not possibly a win?
I think it's a good track for me anyway. I think. Wait, you're talking to me, aren't you?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Italy's been a decent track for me in the past, at least. 2 Mercedes wins in a row. It could have been a 1-2, but I mean, Clay's had some contact. I'm not sure if he had wing damage at all. But if he did, then I'm sorry. I'm not sure what happened, because the whole time I was bricking myself at the end of the straight. Italy, hopefully another win, podium. Yeah, let's hope.
Keeping my fingers crossed. Well done to you. And now let's go on to our P2 man, Franglish. You almost had it in there with Rosberg. A very good last lap battle from the 2 of them, and also good midfield battle towards the front, towards the beginning of the race. That was very good stuff from you. Tell us how was your race from your perspective, because you were involved in quite a lot of battles.
Yeah, tried to avoid making contact with people, and thankfully that paid out for me with I think it was Beaver and Bobbers who collided when I was just behind them, and I was able to just get through without touching them, and then it was all about getting up to the front 3 battle, and then sadly Bailey disconnected, and then it was just me, Clays and David.
Yeah, because it was ever so close towards the end, but due to that penalty, unfortunately, it wasn't meant to be. If you saw once you saw there was a few people having a chaos spot behind you, was it easier to try and battle Beaver and Roberts throughout the race, and possibly Maloney and Ollie as well, because they did put up a fight with you, to be honest?
Yeah. But as soon as I knew I had a gap about 5 seconds from the battles behind me, I knew I would have at least 4th, and then, yeah, as I said, I was trying to catch up to the podium, and eventually I got there, and then I think Clay's got damaged, so I got 2nd, and yeah, tried to get David, but couldn't quite get there.
But maybe in Italy that might be the case due to your good performance this time about. Can you turn it around and this time you be on winning ways maybe?
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, it's always kind of a slipstream fest like Monza, but hopefully I can find a way to break free and maybe get a win.
Yeah, fingers crossed for you, Franglish. And now our P3 man in famous Clays. Not the win like last time about in Hungary. Unfortunate to hear about the damage you have had. Tell me how the race went for you. Tell us from your perspective then.
Well, I had a pretty shocking start, so David got me straight away. Yeah, I'm not known for my starts. I normally get pretty terrible ones, so that wasn't any shock. But I knew if I could stay in the slipstream, I still have a chance. And then we sort of, just after the pit stops, I came up quite close to him, had a bit of a battle, and about, I don't know, lap 16 or something, I got a little bit of damage, I think, a bit of desync, and then he came into my path and broke a little bit of my wing off, so I decided to let Franglish go because I would have lost so much time to the guys behind. So I just thought, try and consolidate the P3. That's the best that could be managed today.
Did you knew at that point your race was pretty much over for the win? Were you concentrating on making sure that Rosberg was able to get that win then?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, my pace wasn't good enough anyway. My consistency was all over the place, and I was luckily sort of staying in the slipstream. So to get P3 with damage, I mean, I'll take it. Good points for Mercedes as well. So.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, good for the constructors, I've got to say. But are you going to be able to turn this around in Italy? Because I think you two are incredibly close in the drivers with Maloney as well. So how's that going to play out? How are you going to try and help each other to beat McLaren in the constructors?
Well, I mean, Italy's going to be another slipstream fest, so I mean, people's real pace doesn't really matter as long as you can stay on the toe. So hopefully I can stay involved with that. But I don't think I'm that close to the top guys, so I'm not trying to interfere too much with Rosberg and Melanie right now. Leave them to it.
But you never know what might happen here. So good job on your podium despite the damage. So well done to you. And I think that is it. Yeah, that is it for the stream. So thank you so much for watching the Xbox One F2. It definitely proved to be some great battles all around. And also thank you to our sponsors Elgato and Hype Energy, plus our other two sponsors Frostmaster and GT. Make sure you tune into the Xbox One F1 stream, which is on now. Their race is about to start. But until now, we will see you at the same time next week for F2 at 8 PM for the Italian Grand Prix. I've been Jess Games 95. Have a good rest of your evening, guys, and good night.